Welcome back, it's season number 2 of this Nottingham Forest retro save that we are doing. To remind you of how we did last season, 12th place. A disappointing season. Obviously we had a few injuries in the first half of the season, and I think the second half where we had obviously Roger Milla just go through terrible decline in attributes. It's meant that of course we need to focus on this pre-season and make it a big one. We got given a lot of money, £55 million. Obviously, back in the day, that would not have been possible. But in recent Premier League stuff, that's what we were given. So, who did we bring in? Now, first off, Andy Cole joins us. Now, this is an amazing player, and the fact that obviously he will go on to do amazing things at Newcastle and Manchester United. So I'm really excited for this. I'm hoping he has a great potential. But even if he doesn't, still, what he is showing me right now is incredible. I'm really happy with it. He's 21 and he had he's running out of contract at the end of the season. So all we had to pay, being that we were obviously picking up an out of contract player who was at the time, or around about 21 years of age, all we had to pay was £2.4 million in compensation fees, and the guy is ours. He scored 20 goals in the first division last season, and if you look at the 5 games we have played so far, he's got 8 with 2 assists. He has hit the ground running in the Premier League. It's great to see. But he's not the only future Manchester United player that we picked up. The Norwegian centre-back Ronny Johnsen was another guy that we managed to pick up. Now, I think at centre-back we had Ayala, and we've got a couple of players. I think Chito is already at the club. I think they're good. I don't think they are amazing. Whereas Ronny Johnsen's better than them. Again, he's one of these defenders that we're not going to rely on being a ball player, but the fact that he has 17 acceleration and 15 pace, rapid, absolutely rapid for a centre-back. So defensively, like, he has it. He has the great attributes. Mentally, he has fantastic attributes too. Maybe you're lacking on concentration there, but for what he lacks in concentration, he definitely makes up for physically. The guy is absolutely rapid. So 6'3" as well. Plays short, simple passes. We picked him up from Lynn TF, £1.4 million. It's a steal. What a player. He's not the only player that we picked up from Scandinavia. So, from Denmark, Thomas Helveg. Of course, he's just won the Euros. He will go on to play for, as you can see in his picture, Inter Milan. At this point in his career, though, he had only played for OB in the, obviously, Danish league. And we picked him up for £9 million. Now, he is a right back. And the reason for me picking him up, because we did have 2 good right backs, is that going forward, he's probably a lot better than the other 2. This season, I think I need to start thinking attacking wise. We did all right last season with that 4-2-2. I've changed things around for the better because of the players that I have brought in that you haven't seen yet. And I genuinely think that this guy will add a lot to our game going forward, especially from crosses, especially from long throws. As a backup to Andy Cole and Teddy Sheringham, we have Vincenzo Montella. Obviously, he's very young. He's at the start of his career, the young Italian. From Empoli, we managed to pick up. He goes on and has a wonderful career. And in the other retro database from last year, he was one of the best strikers on the game when he was in his prime of around about 27, 28. So to pick him up now at the age of 19, knowing that we have all of that growth ahead, he does have really low composure. That's his main downfall. But the reason why I took a gamble on him is that he only cost me £1.5 million, and yet he did score 9 goals in 14 games last season, albeit for a Serie C team. Now, a player that I don't recall that knowing, obviously Sergio Manol. Let me know down in the comments if you are aware of this player. I picked him up from Santos. He's a centre midfielder who can also play on the left hand side, which is the reason why I've decided to bring him in, and also because look how amazing he is. I mean, defensively, he is also good. 17 tackling, 18 marking. There's a reason why I picked him up. I will show you it in a sec. But also going forward, 17 finishing. He's basically Marcelo. Marcelo, when he first got introduced on the game, was just like this. Very talented young Brazilian. And I did look at like certain left midfielders we just could not get. And then I found this guy just through searching for defensive wingers. I've let you in on a little secret there. And realised, oh my god, this guy's amazing. So we picked him up from Santos for just 11 million. He's played 4 games for us so far. He hasn't done that well, but hey, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He is only 21. But our talisman signing of the summer is Rivaldo. the legendary Rivaldo. I can't quite believe we've managed to get him either. As you can see, he is phenomenal. That 20 flair, the attributes in technicals is outstanding. Obviously, he laps stuff in like teamwork and work rate, but everywhere else, like, he's phenomenal, isn't he? And again, like I mentioned, a legendary player. Can play up front, can play in behind the striker, which I think that's where we'll be using him this year. And he is only 21. We picked him up £7 million from Corinthians. He's only just started playing games. He's got 7 goals in 11 games, sorry. We have played him for 2 or 3 games and he scored 2 already with a 7.1 average rating. Rivaldo is phenomenal. I guarantee he probably has a high potential on this, knowing the mad scientist like I do, whose database is, by the way, link at the top of the description. As always, I'm so happy we brought in somebody like Rivaldo. He transforms our team, and that is all of our transfers in the door. Of course, we still got Lucio to come. We still got Ronaldo. We also had quite a few offers coming in. You can see here for a lot of our players. I'm trying to keep them around. I am really trying to keep them around. So I've only sold 3 players in total. One of them going out on loan, 2 actual signings, and the tactic is definitely different. We're going for a diamond. We are going for a diamond. The reason for that is we've got Roy Keane and we've got Rivaldo, but now that we've signed Andy Cole and Teddy Sheringham is already at the club, I think the diamond really suits our team. And using defensive wingers, like I've bought we got Steve Stone, who he already has like decent defensive attributes as well. Let's take a look at Steve Stone. 16 for tackling. Like, defensively on the wings, we are solid. Like, and the inverted wing backs, they pop in here, don't they? So that's the reason why we've bought Helveg. We've already got Stuart Pearce, who's going to help out there. I think this team's going to be phenomenal. I wouldn't be surprised if we're battling top 4. I really wouldn't, especially because of our home form so far. Now, we're going to take a look at the goals in a sec, but a 5-1 victory against Middlesbrough. We lost to Blackpool in the Cup somehow. 1-1 draw to Southampton, 5-2 to West Ham, and 5-3 to Wolves. Oh, I missed it as well. A 2-1 victory over Tottenham Hotspur to start the campaign. So squad depth-wise, we're looking absolutely phenomenal. We're going to try and play Roy Keane as much as possible in that defensive midfielder role to train him in that. He hasn't quite developed that role at this point in his career. But before we simulate the season, let's take a look at a goals compilation, because this video is sponsored by SPITCH. Yes, SPITCH are back sponsoring today's video, so thank you very much to everybody who's been signing up to SPITCH using my link down below in the description. SPITCH are a fantasy football app, and that's why you guys have been jumping on and having so much fun. There's over 50 of you now in our league, and every single week we're battling it out against each other, because it's not just one where you have to start it at the start of the season. You can literally join right now and you can still win some money from actually playing, and it's free to play. Now, you do have to be from the UK or Ireland, and you do have to be 18 or over, but if you fit into both of those categories, joining SPITCH, like I mentioned, is free. Once you've verified your account, taken a picture of your identification, you can join and you can battle it out every single week against myself and loads of other people in our league. All the statistical analysis is on the app. You don't have to leave the app to find out who is playing well on SPITCH and who is available. It's down there on the app itself. And like I mentioned before, it is free to play, and yet you can still win money. You can still win cash, prizes every single week if you find yourself high enough in the league. I've actually won money myself, and you can join my league. If you take a look at the top of the description, the first link signs up for SPITCH. Once you've registered, use the second link, you join my league, you can battle out against me and Dad. Thank you to everybody who's been joining SPITCH, really do appreciate it, and thank you to SPITCH for sponsoring today's video. Well, we're at the 1st of February and we're in 2nd place. I mean, we are like somewhat in trouble in regards to catching Manchester United. They have 59 points, we have 57, 2 points behind them, but they do have those 2 games in hand. Now, this is the Qatar World Cup year, of course, so fixtures are all over the place. That's probably the reason why we have played more games than Manchester United, and obviously we are trailing behind them. They have hardly conceded any goals. They've only conceded 20, but we have conceded 46. However, we've scored 96 in just 26 games. Absolutely mind-blowing. We'll take a look at the reasons why in a sec. In fact, no, I'll probably show you from this page. Statistics, we have scored 96. Look at player overview, because there's one player that really stands out. Andy Cole has broke the record for the amount of goals in the Premier League, and it's in February. He's played 26 games, he scored 40 goals. Rivaldo is in there with 27 goals. How are we doing this? Like, how are we scoring this many goals? We haven't even got the most. He hasn't even got the most shots, and yet he scored 40 goals. It's absolutely ridiculous. Teddy Sheringham has, what, 21 assists? This is ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, Teddy Sheringham playing that complete forward role with Rivaldo and Andy Cole running through. I mean, if you look at Teddy Sheringham, his attributes really suit a complete forward. Like that 16 passing, 18 vision, and he's obviously very good going forward. Really composed and great decision making. But the fact that Andy Cole has scored 40 goals already is just mind-blowing in 26 games. It should be illegal. Now, we are in February and we've had to make some signings because we did go through a bit of a rocky patch. So let me introduce you to a couple of new players because we've been given more transfer fees, more transfer money, and we also have a new player, 2 new players. Actually, no, that is one. Just one player. We got a player leaving. We've got one player joining at the end of the season on a free transfer. It's this man, Martin Wagner, 25-year-old German. Is going to be a good backup, if not a starting player for Stuart Pearce, because Stuart Pearce now is like 32, 33. Now this guy is phenomenal, or well-rounded player. So we have brought in another player, and you might recognize him actually. Well, in fact, we've got 2. There's Mats Magnusson, who we have signed on a free transfer. His contract was up for Helsingborg, so we've dipped into the Scandinavian pond again, bringing in the Swedish 30-year-old. Very good backup striker. But does anybody remember Two Guy? Two Guy could hit a banging long shot, couldn't he? And we have signed him, and he is pretty phenomenal. Now, in that centre defensive midfielder role, we've been using Roy Keane. However, Roy Keane has some disciplinary problems, doesn't he? If we take a look at the Premier League, we have the most yellow cards, but I think the most red cards is actually going to be Roy Keane. Red cards, Roy Keane has 5 of them. 5 in 13 games. So he has been suspended for equally the same amount of games as what he has actually played. Because we've played 26 games and he's been suspended for 12 of them. Yeah, it's not been great for Roy Keane. So we're going to have to buy a backup to make sure he stops getting himself sent off so often. It's meant that we've gone through periods of the schedule where we've lost like 3 in a row because we just don't have enough players. And even when we come up against Manchester United, we got absolutely smashed 6-2. But we are scoring just so many goals, including a lot from Andy Cole. Every single time it seems like we're on the score sheet, it's either Andy Cole or Rivaldo. Both of them have been absolutely quality for us. It's just mind-blowing how Andy Cole has scored that many. In the FA Cup, we have got Tottenham in the 4th round. Of course, we were eliminated from the League Cup. So let's simulate towards the end of the season and see if we can potentially stay in this top 4 and qualify for the Champions League next season. Well, it's the 1st of June. We've won the league in the 2nd season by goal difference. I don't believe it. Manchester United finished on 92 points. We equaled their tally. We've had a fantastic end of the season. Obviously, they might have been playing in other competitions. That's possibly where they've dropped some points. But my word, we have won on goal difference. And if you look at this, I mean, Rivaldo scoring 33 goals is already huge. Mark Hughes getting 32. But there's 60 more goals from Andy Cole. He scored 60. I mean, this tactic is just unbelievable. I've never used it before, and I've never used this combination up top of a poacher and a complete forward, but my god, it's done unreal stuff because Teddy Sheringham's got 30 assists, and Teddy Sheringham's a great player, but 30 assists is outrageous. Almost double what John Barnes has got, and 15 for Stuart Pearce, who I think has been bombing forward, and he might be taking corners. But Andy Cole, how he's done that, I will never know. He's not that good. He's great. He's not that good, though. Likes to beat the offside trap. It obviously plays a big part because of his pace and agility, his finishing ability, and great off the ball. Oh my god, Andy Cole. 60 Premier League goals. And I can't believe it, but it means we have won the league in the 2nd season. I mean, obviously the long-term goal for this series is to win the Champions League in 8 seasons. Can we do it? In 8 seasons, we'll try and win that Champions League. If we're winning the league in the 2nd season, we stand a very good chance because all of the good teams are from the Serie A. That's our next target now. We need to keep retaining the league and we need to dominate in Europe in regards to trying to beat those Italian sides, because this is absolutely mental. Good things as well is the board are backing us. We got £17 million to play around with. If you take a look at our club info as well, we now have great training facilities. We've started to develop that. Sorry, I'm a little bit shocked in how we still managed to do that. It's absolutely outstanding, because like I think we were like qualifying for UEFA Cup was next season's goal, to qualify for UEFA Cup. Like we've gone far past that and won the league in the second season, and we still only got an A-. Like, competitions then, we were knocked out the semi-final by Manchester United in the FA Cup, so they were still really good. And if you take a look at our schedule, the back half of the season was phenomenal. We only lost 3 games there. Everton, in the February there 2-3. We lost 1-2, obviously 2-1 away at home, to Aston Villa, and then a 3-4 loss to Blackburn. Actually was at Blackburn as well. Andy Cole got himself a hat-trick. Alan Shearer got himself a brace, but Ayala got himself sent off. But we still finished the season really strong, and this was the game that won it. Despite Manchester United taking the lead very early on through Ryan Giggs, and not to mention they also got Pavel Nedved, so they basically have 2 of the best left midfielders at the point of this game being made. We somehow battled back. Teddy Sheringham here plays it across. The provider, it's Rivaldo. It's either Rivaldo or it's Andy Cole. One of the two is always going to be there, and Teddy Sheringham is basically this version's Harry Kane. He's just so good as a complete forward. Stuart Pearce, up the pitch, plays through Andy Cole, slots it in against what would be his future club. Obviously never goes there now. Thomas Helveg cuts inside. Clough is playing, plays it through to Andy Cole. He's broke the offside trap and smashes it in past Schmeichel. And this basically wins us the league, because that puts us on even points at this point, and we go on forward and we win the final games that we had to play. The final game that we had to play with Sheffield United, we stuff them 3-0 and we win the league. It's absolutely outstanding. And I think, I don't know whether we actually were top at any point, past positions. Oh, we were top at one point, but we tailed off. But that last game where we beat Manchester United put us top and won us the league. It's amazing. So let's take a look at statistics then. Andy Cole scored 66 goals. He's still got 11 assists as well. Rivaldo got 35. Rivaldo, oh my god. So he's just got better and better. So his potential I'm so happy I decided to do this save. I really am. This database is amazing. Teddy Sheringham, 26 goals, 34 assists. Teddy Sheringham, what a legend. Won the Champions League for Manchester United in '99, of course. Can he do it for us? That's what I want to know. Can he do it for us? Andy Cole, obviously, he also played in that game. I think he got took off in that game because Cole and York didn't do much in the final. Solskjaer and Sheringham came on instead, and Solskjaer has won it. The famous last words for that Champions League final. Andy Cole, though, I think Andy Cole could do it this time. 60 league goals and 10 assists. It's a joke, isn't it? It really is a joke. What a team we have already built, and yet we've still been given £70 million to bring in some fantastic players. I'm also going to show you, because scouting assignments, we've been given a couple of really good scouts. I need to actually assign some more scouts. So I've sent scouts to like Syria, to Brazil, Argentina, where there's some really good players. And I've started accumulating a very good shortlist of some very well-known players. Romario, Zinedine Zidane, Figo, Roberto Carlos, Ziziger, even Duncan Ferguson, who I did actually try and attempt to sign this season, but he rejected me. I bet he regrets that now. All of these fantastic players, including a few younger ones too. Alessandro Nesta, he's only 18 years of age. Shevchenko, 17. Silvinho, Seedorf. Ronaldo, of course, joining us. Will we see a few of these players coming through the doors at Nottingham Forest? You're going to have to find out next week when we come back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll see you then for that video. Make sure you're checking out SPITCH down below if you haven't done so already. And of course, check out the second channel if you want to watch some wrestling videos. Smash a like on this video if you can. That would be fantastic. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.